Good evening, everybody. We're going to be ready for our late night crypto talk with Bitcoin Brandon. That's right, Adrian. Just a little bit. What's going on, Alan? How you doing, Eric? Saturday Night Live Crypto Talk. I apologize for the technical difficulty for the presentation earlier, but Facebook is all good for Crypto Talk. We'll get started in a couple of seconds. How you doing, Charlie? You guys ready? What's going on, Angie? Eric asked, what is that song? Oh, I threw it up, switched it up on you, huh? That one is called Big Gigantic, All of Me. Good evening, Mark. You know, as we begin 2018, when I stated on my New Year's resolution at the end of the year, you got to be ready and prepared for things that you don't even comprehend that could happen. Because I guarantee they're coming. One of the things that I even said earlier last year, well, earlier meaning August, September or so, that every single person in the crypto space, it is a 100% guarantee that you're going to experience loss on this journey. That's 100% guaranteed. The only thing you can't predict on what it is, when it is, and how much it is. But that loss is not going to be enough to put you completely out of the game. Because the wins will be far greater than the losses. When you look at the history of Bitcoin over the past 9 years for something that is brand new, it seems to always take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 10 steps forward, 2 steps back. 15 steps forward, 7 steps back. You know, but there's still always forward momentum. The same is going to happen in your own personal journey. And it's unpredictable. You don't know when, you don't know where, you just got to be prepared for it. You got to chalk it up as part of the game and keep moving forward. So the first week of 2018 has been a yin and yang thing for us. A yin and yang. We've had major challenges. Some of you have had life-altering challenges. Especially if you didn't have backup plans in place, you weren't diversified. And at the same time, we have had huge strides. The crypto market, as of today, grew over $816 billion. Even with that, the rise, with Bitcoin growing back to $17,200, the entire top 20 board is green except for 3 coins. Sorry, my phone's telling me to plug it in. I've been on the phone all freaking day. Battery's dying. Ripple has just exploded. Not just Ripple, but so has Electronium. exploded past $20 today. It's retracted down to about $20. I mean, you guys are going to be freaking out. 20 cents. It's since retracted to about 17 cents. But still, many people, and I know many. You know, it's one thing when you make money, but it's another when your people, your partners are getting paid. I made more money in 1 week than most people make in an entire year. And that still was nothing compared to, I know people, I won't call them out, that have made $200,000-$300,000 in the past 24 hours. Where else, or what other industry could you see that in? And people think, how is that possible? Well, hell, $200 billion was added to the market over the last couple of weeks. You can't think MLM where you've got maybe half of all MLM companies competing for maybe $20 billion in an industry. We're talking $800 billion. You don't need to be all on Bitcoin to get wealthy in this space. Because all that money that we made had nothing to do with Bitcoin. I may have to end up changing my name later. Altcoin Brandon. That doesn't sound right. Crypto Brandon? Nah, that doesn't sound right. I already got crypto talk. Bitcoin Brandon, I'll stick with that. The BB. Double B's. Like LeVar Ball and his triple B's. Double B's. Bitcoin Brandon, I'll stick with that one. But I say all that to say this to you. Wealth is out there. The modern day gold rush is on and popping right now. It's not going to be one program that sets you free. It's going to be your ability to navigate the waters, to be able to make moves and changes and adjustments. See, our day is all about moving money around. That's all we do all day. Moving money around. Taking advantage of multiple money sources in the crypto space. In the next few weeks or so, we're going to be mentioning a new opportunity. A new space. Based on education. As I stated this morning, education is the key in this space. It really scares me when I see people come into crypto because of fear of missing out. And they've got money, or they're using money that they have no business to use. They can't afford to lose. And it's like they're putting it all on black. Like it's a Russian roulette table or something. Or the roulette table. They're putting it all on 21. And they might get lucky every now and then. I know somebody who had no idea what crypto was, no idea what Bitcoin was, figured out how to buy like $10,000 worth of electronium. Well, you know where that story ends up. They have 6 figures. 6 figures worth. They got lucky. They got lucky. So, education is the key. So, let's get into some... There's only 2 articles I'm going to cover tonight because it is about the people. You know, this first one. Report reveals 18% of investors buy Bitcoin with borrowed money. Borrowed money. Let me copy this. Let's see, Charlize. I thought about that, but is it any different that a high school student's graduating and getting school loans to pay for the rest of their life? The difference with that scenario is that a kid that's getting a student loan, you know if you put in the work that in 4 years you're going to get a degree. So you're getting something for the money that you're putting in. The value of that degree depends on what job you can end up landing. So if you go to school and you decide to be a doctor, you decide to be a lawyer, yeah, you're going to have to pay the student loans back. but you've got a skill set now after 4 years for what you paid for, regardless if you're going to be able to use that skill set or not. That's not the case here. When you throw money in this space and you're just throwing it into Bitcoin and stuff, you're not gaining a skill set unless you do what myself and Jairus Coleman did. See, last summer, we started our Bitcoin journey around May of last year, May 2017. And we started our journey on the education side. And we paid for it. We joined a program that offered education. From the basics, from the beginning. And then from that, it taught us a skill set. And that skill set had to do with trading. So now our money got us a skill set that we can make money whenever we want to. And then from there, that knowledge we took so that we can actually look at the crypto industry space, weave out the good opportunities from the bad ones, and we made a selection. And then we made an investment. I invested $100, he invested $500. August 15th, 2017. So look at the steps we took. We got educated first. We learned a skill set first. Then we began to invest. I turned $100 into 6 figures in 4.5 months. That's different. Which is why 2018, we're going back to our roots. We realize that if we want to be able to duplicate, see, what we're looking to do long term, we want to have a community of people that are educated in the space and making money, so that when opportunities arise, we can bring it to our group of people. We all got money, we can get in on it. Sometimes if we need to, we can pull our money together. And we're all educated about what's going on, that we're moving as a unit. You can't do that if the people aren't educated. They don't know what's going on. You know, Jairus can call me up and say, hey, Brandon, you know, I need 15K. Get your 15K ready for this. Hey, Brandon, okay, 5K over here. I got this. I call up Jairus. Jairus, 7K. Don't ask no questions. Just get it ready. And he knows that I'm educated in the space. I know that he's educated in the space. I'm like, all right. So that's what all our personal community is about. Our personal community is we need to have a group of people around it, not just us making money. But so far, everybody working with us is making money. And now we want you to be educated so that you can play the bigger games with us, taking it to the next level in 2018. So it really doesn't matter what programs or anything that's out there, whether they do good, whether they don't do good, whether they stumble or not. We don't miss a beat. The money continues to flow. That's what our group is all about. And that group is called Team Crypto Alliance. So you'll be hearing more about that in the next couple of weeks, about the education side that we're going to take. And no, it is not iCoin Pro. It's taking it a step further than what we did with iCoin Pro. Somebody is asking me for my USI-Tech referral link. Oh, wow. They are really... they are really out of... been hiding under a rock. Let me respond to this. This one's funny. They are no longer operating in North America, so you cannot sign up. Yeah, some people, you know, they don't pay attention to what's going on in the world in the news. So let's go over what people are getting themselves involved in. You know, 18% of investors buy Bitcoin with borrowed money. I'm not saying that's bad at all. I'm not saying don't do it. As a disclaimer. Yeah, I heard that as well, Stephanie. Stephanie says, I heard that USI may be back up by next week. Yeah, I got, you know, my inbox got exploded with a whole bunch of info too. We shall see. I said 2017 was the year of A New Hope. Star Wars Episode 4. You guys know that, right? That's what 2017 was all about. But 2018, 2018 is a different story. The Empire Strikes Back. That's what 2018 is all about. But does the Star Wars saga end there? No, there's something called Episode 6. Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi. Just like Bill Gates said, Bitcoin can't be stopped. The movement can't be stopped. So, let's talk about personal activity. You know, what's going on? What are people doing out there? If you can afford to get a loan and you are in a situation that you can pay it back, if whatever you end up doing with that money doesn't pan out, then you are good to go. All right? You're good to go. But that's your own personal. I am not a licensed financial advisor to be given financial advice. I share my opinion and suggestions. That's on you. Sometimes you got to put it all in. So, did I put the link to this in the chat box? Let me make sure. Paste it. All right, so that you can either read along or not. I mean, we live in a credit-based society in the United States. We take out loans for our stupid stuff. Why not take out something that is actually going to generate you a return? That's just kind of smart. That's what the banks do, right? Why not us? All right, report reveals 18% of investors buy Bitcoin with borrowed money. Just recently, the consumer group Lendedu released a report on Bitcoin investors who use credit to purchase digital currencies. According to the survey, out of 672 active Bitcoin, and Jeremy, get with Jairus on that, and then let me know. According to the survey, out of 672 active Bitcoin investors polled, 18.15% of the participants used a credit card to fund Bitcoin purchases. Out of 672 surveyed, wow, 18%, not bad. Last year's Consumer Nielsen report detailed that the world's outstanding credit card debt has accumulated to over $1 trillion, and the debt continues. I got to turn this off. All right, let me turn that part off, so we're not interrupted. Okay, where was I here? With cryptocurrencies trending in popularity, it seems that many investors are purchasing Bitcoin on borrowed money, credit cards, and loans that bear interest. The consumer survey group Lendedu recently published a report that detailed that 18.15% of 672 Bitcoin investors surveyed used credit to purchase their Bitcoin. I used a credit card to fund and purchase, explains the individuals in the survey who bought Bitcoin in this manner. You know, I will say, back in August, when I started with $100, if I was able to get a loan, I would have. If I was able to get a loan, I would have, because I knew, I did my education, I did my research. If I was able to turn 100 into 6 figures in 4.5 months, what do you think I would have been able to do if I started with 10,000 or 20,000? So, in 2018, we have more resources at our disposal now. We have far more knowledge at our disposal now. What do you think we're going to end 2018 doing? That's the key. That's the point. But we all have to start somewhere. All right, 22% of the borrowers are not paying off their debts now. That's just plain silly. Lendedu believes the statistics are quite concerning, as both combined debt and credit card purchases were used by more than half, 51.78% of the respondents. The reason the metrics are concerning the consumer group is because the size of the survey was relatively small compared to the millions of cryptocurrency investors. Furthermore, Lendedu revealed another metric which concerns them even more, as the study states. This was not even the most pressing concern coming from the poll. That recognition belongs to this data point. 22.13% of Bitcoin investors did not pay off their credit card balance after purchasing Bitcoin. That doesn't make any sense. If you're going to get a loan so that you can enter the Bitcoin arena, play the game, and you don't have a plan going in on how you're going to pay it off, oh, you are in serious trouble. You want to know why you're in serious trouble? See, not only do you have to pay that loan back plus interest, you're also going to have to pay taxes on the Bitcoin that you bought. And especially if you start moving around according to the new tax code. So now you're going to get hit twice. So if you didn't let that money start to work for you, because that's the whole point. The point is, if you get a loan to get into the Bitcoin, you want to have that work for you. I do not advise getting a loan just to buy Bitcoin and hold. I do not, well, I'm not a licensed legal advisor, so I don't suggest you purchase or get a loan just to buy Bitcoin and sit on it. If you may have that money sitting in a bank somewhere doing nothing for you, if you have it in a 401k, in an IRA or something, that's a different story because you already have access to the money and it's not making you any money. But if you go out to get a loan just because you want to buy Bitcoin and hold on to it, I wouldn't suggest that. I'm not sure yet, Bianca. I haven't finished the story yet. So we're going to delve deeper into it. I like to pause and break down what's being said because sometimes they're talking in nerd talk. We got to break it down in layman's terms. But if you do, well, what do you suggest if I do get a loan? What do you suggest I put it in? If you get a loan, I suggest you put it in somewhere that's going to earn you Bitcoin. See, we don't buy Bitcoin. I haven't purchased Bitcoin since August 2017, and it was only $100. We earn Bitcoin. So if you take that money, put it into something that you know is going to earn you a return every single month. There you can take proportions of that, those earnings, those profits, to pay the interest and pay down your loan. I would advise I can't use that word. I would suggest you pay that loan off within 12 months, depending on the amount you're getting. I don't care if it's anywhere between $5,000 or $100,000 loan. Pay it off within 12 months. Because that's a good enough money if you know what you're doing to make a huge return on. A huge. Do you know what I put into, should I say that? No, I won't. Somebody I know, I'll use someone else as an example, spent like $700 on Electronium. $700. And they made $30,000 off of it. Now, how's that possible? You know, there's different, they took advantage of other stuff, but they made $30,000 off of it. They spent $700. So if you know, that's where education comes in. If you know what you're doing, you'll be able to pay that off quickly. All right, so let me continue. So maybe this will answer Bianca's question, because Bianca says, do they mean they didn't make any payments or they didn't pay it in full on the first amount? Let's see if they answer that. Respondents say, I believe owning Bitcoin is worth the interest expense. Okay, so that looks like they're doing the holding. Lindedu explains the result of the poll shows quite a few investors are not worried about Bitcoin's price volatility and are willing to gamble returns from Bitcoin will pay off credit card debt. Let me continue just reading before I say something. I believe owning Bitcoin is worth the interest expense, revealed over 70% of the respondents who use credit cards and interest-bearing loans. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that line of thinking. Maybe if you put it in another altcoin, yeah, it might be true. Bitcoin might hit $40,000 per coin this year, but it might not. It might go into a 12-month lull. It's happened before. I think it was like a 24-month lull where it just was stagnant before it started to take off. See, it's all speculation. We do know, yeah, it will go up. We just don't know when, how far, how high, what the retraction is going to be, the market correction is going to be. If that they come out with a fork that screws things up, or if another coin decides to come and is working better than Bitcoin, and people switch to that. We saw flashes of that in October when the miners, half of them, flipped to Bitcoin Cash. It's just the unknown. It is volatile. So I would not suggest you go out and taking a loan just because you think Bitcoin is going to get to $100,000 one day. That might not happen for another 5 years. Well, how's the market keeps growing? Yeah, but look at the percentage of Bitcoin. It was 60% of the market just a month ago. Right now it's 35%. So yeah, crypto's growing doesn't mean Bitcoin is growing. Bitcoin's remaining, yeah, it's had a good day today, but it's remained pretty much stagnant. The other altcoins are the ones that's shooting up. The top 10 coins are worth $10 billion or more. 4 months ago, that was only maybe 4 or 5 coins that were worth $1 billion or more. I think it was September when they got to the top 9, top 10 coins that got to $1 billion or more. So yeah, that's a very risky thing to do. Let me finish the article here. Additionally, 88.89% of that same pool of investors plan on paying off their credit card bill from the money generated after selling their Bitcoin. All right, that's another problem. And why education is important. 88%. That's almost all of them are thinking that, yeah, I'll just pay it off when I sell the Bitcoin. Nobody's selling Bitcoin like that. The whole point of the Bitcoin is to keep a hold on it so that it rises in value, ultimately. That's why people are holding it, not selling it. So 88% of the people doing this don't have the, I don't think they have enough information. And they're playing the fear of loss. Jairus did say that, and I said the same thing. We didn't say go out there and leverage interest to buy Bitcoin and hold on to it. Leverage interest to get into certain programs that you can research that's going to earn you Bitcoin and you pay it off from that. I think that's what you're saying, Benny. But no, I do not suggest you go and get interest in loans just to buy Bitcoin and hold. I do suggest that if you're educated, you've done your research, you have the right programs, that you do leverage other people's money to make money. That's wealth 101. Never use your own money. If you're going to go into debt because you want to buy Jordans, or you want to buy a new car, or you're buying furniture for the home, a bunch of stuff that is called depreciating value, then that's the wrong thing. You want to invest in things. There's something called good debt and bad debt. If you go into debt, make sure it's good debt. Good debt that's going to leverage you. You know, I don't need to rehash the whole Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. Just go read Robert Kiyosaki's books. The Wealth Quadrant. The 4 quadrants. Yes, use other people's money all the time. If you know what you're doing in the right space. And what I'm saying here is most of these people have no idea what the heck they're doing. 88% of them think that they're going to pay it back by selling their Bitcoin. That's the wrong mentality. It would be different if they said 88% are investing it into programs that's generating them more Bitcoin and they're going to pay it off with what they're earning. That way, not only did you pay off the debt, but you now have a growing pile of cryptocurrency. without having to sell your cryptocurrency. It's a difference there. Let me keep going. It's almost over. The recent survey shows the trend of borrowing money to purchase Bitcoin and other digital assets has been growing. Further, just recently, News.Bitcoin.com reported on the U.S. securities regulator, Joseph Borg, detailing that many Americans are taking out mortgages to fund their Bitcoin investments. Now, I don't know what that means by investments. What do they mean by Bitcoin investments? Are they just buying Bitcoin, or are they actually investing it into the crypto space that's going to generate them more? Here's the thing, guys. When I say that I am earning Bitcoin and not holding it, I'm going to make far more money off earning Bitcoin than I ever will buying Bitcoin and holding on to it. Far more money. Far better to earn it. Borg says credit cards and equity loans are being used quite often these days to bet big on Bitcoin paying off all the investors' debts. You know, I mean, if it works out, yeah, you just took a big risk and it worked for you. I'm not putting that down at all. What I'm saying is, you got to be responsible. You got to be educated. And my fear is most people are not educated in this space. All right, this other article. Man's life savings. Here we go. Man's life savings stolen from hardware wallet supplied by a retailer. That is correct, Nika. It is more risky to use your savings than it is to borrow. The wealthy like Trump don't use their own money. Always use other people's money. I agree with that. All right, let me put this link in the chat box here. Man lost his life savings. What happened? Hardware wallets are regarded as one of the safest means of storing Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Each device grants the holder possession of their private keys and adds a PIN code plus other tamper-proof tech for enhanced security. Hardware wallets are not impregnable. However, as one British man found to his peril, here's the problem right here. This is just silly. After purchasing the device on eBay. I mean, come on, guys. We did a whole deal on this just last year. If you're going to get you got to get it directly from the manufacturer. You're not going to buy the hard wallet off of eBay or even Amazon. No, go directly to the manufacturer. So let me keep reading and see if, because he bought it off of eBay, that's why. Redditor Moody Rocket, that's his Redditor name, Moody Rocket, is coming to terms with having his life savings wiped out this week after $34,000 of crypto was stolen from his newly acquired Nano Ledger hardware wallet. The device was compromised, not due to any flaws in its design, but thanks to a man-in-the-middle attack that saw the reseller insert their own recovery seed. The buyer then unwittingly began using the wallet, unaware that the default seed they were using had not been randomly assigned by the manufacturer. Are you kidding me? He explained, "I have not used my ledger in a week. Today I decided to check the value of my XRP, Litecoin, and Dash, only to discover that all of them showed up as zero and had been transferred somewhere else yesterday, all around the same time at 7:30 p.m. I am not sure how this is possible, as I have not accessed my ledger in a week." The victim was initially confused as to how the attack could have been successfully pulled off, before eventually twigging that the eBay seller must have tampered with the device. After sharing his story on Reddit, Ledger reached out to Moody Rocket and encouraged him to report the crime to bring the eBay seller to justice. The odds of the British-based victim getting his cryptocurrency back are remote, but his loss can at least be the community's gain. The widespread attention the tale has received serves to highlight the dangers to anyone considering purchasing a hardware wallet from a third party. That's just, for me, again, that's just 101. That's crypto 101. But somebody that doesn't know. Like I was talking to my mom the other day. And my mom is that type of person that, you know, needs the VCR to be programmed, how to work the microwave. She's not very technical savvy. And she wants in on this crypto stuff bad. She wants in on it. She gets upset with me that I'm not moving fast enough for her to get in on this. And one thing I highlighted is the fact that when, was it Coinbase? Yes, it was Coinbase. I had walked her through setting up a Coinbase account, right? Not too long after, a phishing attack on Coinbase email addresses took place. And what that means is that random people were getting emails, and the email was claiming to be Coinbase themselves, saying that you're missing details on your account. Please click this link to finish up the sign-up process and stuff like that. When I got it, I immediately knew it was a phishing scam email. That if you click on the link and you log in through the link they give you, you're giving them your information that they can go into your account and clean it out. I was able to recognize it immediately, and I just dismissed it. But then it hit me. Wait a minute, my mom. So I called my mom, and as I'm talking to her, she was looking at the email. Yeah, I got this email from Coinbase, so what do I need? I'm going to click. No, don't click on nothing. Don't click on anything. So I told her that this is also, even though it's a new hope for all of us, this space, it is also the heyday, the gold rush for hackers and criminal activity to steal your Bitcoins and your crypto. So you got to be very careful. But I was educated to know 101, don't get any of your stuff from a third-party source. You got to go directly to think of it like drugs or pharmaceutical. If the seal is open, when you open the box, don't take the supplements. Return it. Make sure the seal is still intact. It's not like you're buying a PlayStation 4 from eBay. All right? Let me continue. Auction sites, unaffiliated vendors, and merchants who have no formal partnership with wallet manufacturers should all be avoided. So you think, oh, I'm going to get a detail. I don't want to pay the $140, the manufacturer. I'll get it for like $78 on eBay. No. The vast majority of resellers stocking wallets, such as Ledgers and Trezors, have no intention of meddling with the devices. But it only takes one unscrupulous entity to interfere with the wallet and pass it on to the unsuspecting buyer. The eBay seller who duped Moody Rocket had gone to great lengths to orchestrate the scam. The seed is meant to be generated by the device, but this purchase came with scratch-off paper that revealed the seed. Despite the security of hardware devices themselves, the weakest link is always the people using them. Even a raft of anti-theft tech can't atone for human error. Had the victim reset the device and created a new seed, he would have been fine. When presented with convincingly forged documentation, though, he naturally felt safe in sticking with the default seed. Purchasing hardware wallets directly from the manufacturer may take longer and cost more, but the alternatives just aren't worth it. Here's some more free advice. Don't go looking up any of your crypto information on an open Wi-Fi network at Starbucks or any place for that matter. Do not use open Wi-Fi. You wouldn't use that to look at your bank account. Some of you probably do. But do not. The hackers they've got devices. They can sit in a car across the street and monitor all the traffic that's going into the Starbucks across the street. Yes, there's technology that allows them to do that, and they hijack the signal and get into your accounts, or they'll mirror your accounts and copy it. See, that's one of the biggest. Like I thought about this last year when I went on a cruise. Right, we were in Italy and the Greek islands, Santorini, Corfu. And the one thing that when everybody got off that boat, all of the shops and the restaurants, one of the biggest advertisers that they had out front was not the food that they were selling. It was, we offer free Wi-Fi. That's how they drew people's attention to come into their stores, all the tourists. And people couldn't wait to run in there because if you're on the boat, do you know how expensive it is to try to get internet access on the boat? Or if you're using your roaming Wi-Fi? One of my business partners spent a couple $1,000 because he didn't realize his Wi-Fi was still, or roaming Wi-Fi or signal was still on. So that's gonna, now that I'm in the crypto world, that's gonna be my biggest, is like, because it's almost like crack now, checking your stuff, right? You're always checking your account, check this account, check that account. But if you go somewhere and your roaming data isn't available, you haven't checked your account in 2 days, and you see an open Wi-Fi network, and you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna run over there and use that. That's another thing. Even in hotels, if you're traveling abroad and because I'm going to London in April, do not use the Wi-Fi network of that hotel to look at any of your crypto stuff. Even though, it's got a passcode and all that stuff, no, it's not your network. I'm just going to make sure I got my phone set up, and I'm going to pay the doggone fee. My international roaming. I'm going to pay it. Pay it up front. Be in and out. So that's it for news for tonight. This week has been yin and yang. People I know have made a killing this week. I know people that have made more money this week than most people will make in 5 years. And they just got into crypto less than a year ago. I mean, this is insane. Nobody, this time by the end of the year, nobody should be in the same situation financially that you're in right now. And people ask me all the time, where do I start? Where do I begin? Well, first, you got to get exposed. Go pull up your Netflix and pull up an episode called Banking on Bitcoin. It's a documentary. Get yourself with an education program as well. There's some of you are very good at self-learning. You know where to go to find information, and YouTube and Google is your friend. But the average person, there's so much noise out there, they don't know what to sift through. They don't know who to listen to or whatnot. So we're going to address that issue this year. And we are putting together something that's going to be available that specifically is going to be about education in the crypto space and teaching you a skill set. And it's the next part after that, making you a whole lot of money in the process. I love the concept of earn while you learn. So stay paying attention to what we do and what we say and what's going on. And I'm actually I will share this because people have been approaching me privately. I'm already creating a list. People are asking me, Brandon, I want to be a part of what you got going on. What's going on? Well, if you do, just send me a message. I will put you on the list. There will be a first come, first serve on certain things that we will announce soon. But yeah, if you are, shoot me a message, say put me on the list. And when the time comes, I'll reach out to you and let you know it's go time. So with that, thank you guys for joining us tonight. My name is Brandon Ivey, Bitcoin Brandon. Don't let the fear of missing out motivate you too much. It's okay. Don't let FUD, fear, understanding, and doubt creep into your mind. And just know that the empire is striking back this year. There's going to be a whole bunch of stormtroopers running around out there trying to defend the empire. And those stormtroopers could be your next door neighbor, your best friend, your wife, your husband, or some random internet clown who thinks he's an armchair general and knows everything about crypto and wants to, shoot you down what you're doing. And also, don't be a stormtrooper. I used to call them Agent Smiths. They want to protect the system. But ever since I saw Star Wars, The Last Jedi, it's all about the Empire. Or well, as my kid would say, no, it's not the Empire. It's the New Order. Or isn't that what it's called? The New Order? Nah, I grew up on Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. So that's what I'm sticking to. The Empire Strikes Back. So with that, guys, you have a great evening. We'll see you all on... I've got a lot of business meetings in the evenings this coming week, and I'm not sure which day. So normally I do presentations on Tuesday and Thursday. If I have to do that meeting on Tuesday night, then I'll probably do the presentation on Monday night instead. Oh, and guys, if you're also sending me a message that you want to be a part of this, it ain't free. It's going to cost you money. So start saving your money. Don't just throw me a message saying, I'm interested in it. It's going to cost you money. I'll let you know what it's going to cost you later on. All right, with that, guys, thank you for joining us. See you all by Monday. Well, I'll be doing Crypto Live tomorrow. So see you all tomorrow. God bless and good night. Bye-bye.